Hi, I'm Kate Richburg, Director of Education here at Beaducation.com, and today I'm going to show you how simple it is to put together your very own charm bracelet. Here are 3 charm bracelets from my personal collection. It's really easy to create a personalized gift for someone by giving them a charm bracelet. You could stamp a little word or a saying onto a blank and add it to your charm bracelet. You could do a nice piece in resin with an initial or a picture, or simply choose some charms that really says something about the person, about maybe their hobby or a craft that they like to do, or maybe a place that they visited. The tools and materials that you're going to need to create your own charm bracelet are a pair of chain nose pliers. This one is the flat, wide chain nose, as well as the slimmer needle nose chain nose. You're going to need a selection of charms, a charm bracelet, or a length of chain and some clasps that you put on yourself, as well as some jump rings. An important note about these jump rings, I'm using oval-shaped jump rings to connect my charms. The oval shape, just simply by being oval and having the opening on the side here of the oval jump ring, is going to be much sturdier, and your charms are going to stay on your charm bracelet much better. Also, the gauge of these jump rings is a 16 gauge. I use the heaviest gauge of jump ring that I can that will fit through the hole of the charm. When you begin assembling your charm bracelet, you're going to need to start with a length of chain. A lot of times you can find these great ready-made charm bracelets that are all set and ready for you to use, usually with a nice soldered end here and a nice soldered end for the clasp. I like choosing a chain that has pretty large links in it because you can see on my personal bracelets, I really fill them up with a lot of charms, and I think that look is really fun and really adds to the appeal of a charm bracelet. So if you use a link that's quite large, you'll be able to get quite a few charms on there without them looking too crowded. Now, depending on how you want to space the charms or how you want to create this piece, you might just want to lay out the charms and take a look at how they work with one another. I have these 2 little charms right here, these 2 little kitty cat charms, and these kitty cat charms came in a pair, so it might be nice to kind of hang them in a pair like that on one end, and maybe counterbalance it. I have this little starfish over here, and this little birdie, he's kind of big, so I might put him in the middle, and then maybe try and take up that space in between with these 2 little, the kitty cat and this paw charm here. I think it's nice to start if you evenly balance your charms out, and then as you acquire more charms, you can add them into the spaces. Let's take a look at how charms actually connect to the charm bracelet. I have a couple of charms here in front of me that have the rings still attached that originally came with these charms. And you can see this jump ring here, how this jump ring has not been flush cut. So the way that it comes together is the ring kind of comes to a point here and doesn't really close all that well. Something like this, if you put it on your charm bracelet, this is going to probably fall off pretty quickly and not be so secure. This charm that I have here, this starfish charm, the ring is pretty thin. So if I were to attach this ring onto my charm bracelet, the ring would open up pretty quickly because the gauge of this wire of this jump ring is so thin that it would just pull out if anything caught onto the charm. To attach the charm to the charm bracelet, first we're going to need to remove the ring that already comes on the charm, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to do that with my chain nose plier and my flat chain nose plier, and I'm just going to open that up, remove the ring, and pick up my new jump ring. This oval jump ring, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to open it up so the ring opens to the side. I don't want to take it and pull it apart because then it's going to be very hard to connect back together. And then I'm going to attach it to one of the links of my charm bracelet. To figure out which link I want to put the charm into, I want to take a look, and you can see that this chain is directional. We have one segment of the link going one way and one going the other. So I'm going to try and put all of these charms going the same way on the chain. I'll pick up my charm, and I want to also make sure that this charm is facing forward. Attach it onto the charm bracelet, and go ahead and grab it with the plier and close it up. Now the method that I'm using to close, you can see how I'm bringing this plier back and forth, and I'm also pushing the ring closed at the same time I do that. What happens when I do that little action of moving that ring back and forth, it actually work hardens the jump ring on the opposite side of the opening. So it actually stiffens this ring up just a little bit. So when I've pushed my ring closed, and you can really see that there's no space in that jump ring at all. Once I push that closed, it's really going to stay closed. And that's just how easy it is. Enjoy creating your new charm bracelets.